Hello, welcome to Love Reading. This is for the collective. It's for any sign. It's for October 2021. I know. Is it October already? Yes, it is. We have a new camera setup, so you will in a minute be able to see the spread as well, which is very, very cool. October is, I think, and I've just done the readings for each individual star sign. October is a pivotal month. Don't know why. Sometimes there's some astrology. Well, there's definitely some astrology. I'll tell you about that in a sec. But it just is. It came across when I was doing the individual readings. I just thought, okay, there's something in common here for everybody. It seems like you will look back on October 2021 and think, that was where it got real, or this was a game changer. Now, looking in my moon diary, it says here we've got a new moon on the 6th of October in Libra, and it brings the Sun, the Moon, Mars and Mercury together in a powerful stellium, which holds a promise of dynamic new initiatives in relationships. There's a lot of Libran energy, and Libra, of course, is about harmony and relationships and Venus and love, but also about challenging. And Mercury is retrograde until about the 20th. So just bear that in mind. Okay, what do we need to know? What do we need to know? If you're drawn to this, there'll be a message here for you. Quite a lot of major arcana so far. What are the love messages for the collective? God, a lot of major arcana. What do we need to know? Oh, hello. One just flew out. Okay, that makes complete sense. Whew. Overall energy card that we've got for you is the Knight of Cups. See if I can get it straight on my camera. The Knight of Cups is, of course, when somebody decides they're going to get it together to bring something, to ask something, to put themselves forward, to make an offer. It generally is thought to represent Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, but it is definitely somebody who has thought about it for a while and then progresses. When you look, and it's interesting because when you look at the Knight of Cups, you also need to think of the Page of Cups. And down here on the table, we do have the Page of Cups. When you've got the Page of Cups, this is when there's like a seed of something. Someone's thinking about it, like he is the lowest rank from the page. You've got the Knight, then you've got the King, okay? And the Queen of Cups is in a league of her own. Well, that's a completely different thing. She's like the psychic, amazing phenomenon. But at the moment, we've got the Page of Cups, who has a bit of a smelly fish and is in a cup, and he's not got a horse, and he's just kind of contemplating, you know, shall I say something? Shall I go up to this person? It's the nervous novice. So think of this in more modern terms as a text message or some kind of very small opener that you're going to get. So if you've been waiting around for ages for this person to get in touch, or if you've been estranged, or let's say you've been single and you're looking for love, this may not be the big gesture that you were waiting for when you get that Page of Cups, okay? This might be just the very, very beginning. So if you're single, let's say you're on online or something like that, it's the first approach, you know, the how are you, your profile looks nice or whatever. Hopefully they've actually managed to get it together to say 2 sentences, not just like 3 words, okay? But this, when you get that Knight of Cups, there's a journey. So something is being upgraded. It's always very nice to see. I like it when I see the Page of Cups and when I've got the Knight of Cups, okay? I like it a lot. Now then, I'm going to put this down here and I'm going to show you the spread. You usually need to do a little bit of tuning in. Woof! Or a bit too much tuning in. There we go, that'll do. I'm just going to push the cards a little bit over here so you can see them. Okay. For me, there's a bit of a story here. There's something going on. We've had this Page of Cups. So for some of you, there's already been something, I think, planted. Okay, now this might go back to dates that we had for the eclipse, which I'm not going to know off the top of my head because I'm not an astrologer, but Google them. Pretty sure there was one in May. It feels like, if you see here, we've got the Sun card, which is a bit behind the box. Let's just bring that out. Lovely card, the Sun, Leo energy. But we also have the Moon card. Now, if you think of these two together, we've got the Sun and we've got the Moon. So we've got the Yang, we've got the Yin, we've got the masculine, the feminine, the light, the shade. We've got the knowing and the transparency and what is hidden and what is unknown. We've got all of those things in this particular month, okay? Now, Moon is generally representative of Pisces, Cancer, sometimes Scorpio as well. Sun is more the fire sign energy, particularly Leo, but Aries and Sag are in there too. There's something obvious that's also hidden about this particular Knight of Cups and this particular progression and how it gets there, okay? I have a hunch that whatever this progression is, whether it's from somebody that you've never met before, not knowing you to messaging you, or whether it's somebody you're already involved with, upgrading their offer and making something more kind of, making you more important in their world, I think. Or at least telling you something that you needed to hear in order to feel that way, okay? It feels like just a bit of a revelation, even to the point where I'm wondering, because if you look over here, can't see this because it's off camera, but I've got the Devil card. It's like an overall energy card over here. And when you get the Devil card, there's been some toxic link in the past. This could be your pattern in relationships. For a lot of us, this is our pattern. It's our knowledge of relationships. It's the way that maybe relationships were modeled to us. This is two people tied to each other and they're tied to the devil, and there's some kind of enmeshment or codependency or something like that. And underneath that card, I've got the Three of Swords. Now, the Three of Swords, again, is some kind of triangulation. It can be interference from someone on the outside, okay? So I'm going to leave those cards there. Let's have another look at these cards that we've got for your story. So just know that these two are kind of, I'll put them, they're on the edge, okay? They're just on the edge. We're going to get back into them again later. But I feel like the history, or your history, and even to an extent here, the history of your person, or the person you're asking about, or the person you're going to meet, has a bit of triangulation and toxicity. They may have previously been in a toxic relationship. They may be getting out of a toxic relationship as we speak. And just for one or two of you, there may have been elements of your relationship with them that were bordering on toxic because there were things you felt you didn't know. Now, Sun and the Moon together in a reading for me do indicate eclipses, and we do have another eclipse coming up, and I do believe it's on the 19th of November. I'm going to double check it because those of you that watch my daily readings and my monthly readings will know that my dates are often really shonky. Okay, yeah, 19th, partial lunar eclipse. And it says here, yeah, It's in Taurus. Okay. I'm just going to double check that on my eclipse page. Yeah, Taurus lunar eclipse. It's on the Taurus Scorpio axis. Scorpio is all about things that are hidden as well. And for some reason, there's some Scorpionic energy in this reading. And I don't, you know, if you watch my dailies as well, you will know that sometimes I deal with cards that aren't here. And obviously the Death card is the most Scorpionic card. It's the card that represents Scorpio. Something about this, people, has a Scorpionic tone to it. Now, it might just be because there are hidden things with the moon. But for some of you, it's about a Scorpio, or you've got a Scorpio in your chart. Or yet again, and I know that for regular viewers, you're going to know already what I'm going to say. May 2020, Scorpio full moon. I know, it's made me cough. There's something about that time that is still coming up for you, and you may not even be in touch with that particular person anymore. But there's something about that time that was so deep. I remember doing loads of videos on it at the time. Okay, so we have this progression, and we have, I would say, this progression from moon to sun. That isn't an easy progression. You know, they are not really bedfellows. The moon is borrowed light and behaves in a very different way to the sun in terms of energy. Okay. Over here, we've got the High Priestess with the Ace of Swords. Interesting. I feel like this represents you. So if we look at these cards close up, the High Priestess is the energy of the feminine, and it's the energy of feminine wisdom and knowledge of things that are secret. Secrets are really coming up in this reading for some reason. Now, you may have your own secrets too. I don't think it's just the person that you're dealing with that has secrets in this. I think there are things, there are feelings, there are fears that you have or have had or still have that you can't express to this person at the moment, or feel like you haven't been able to express. Now, we've been through, or we're going through, a Mercury retrograde period, and what you tend to find with Mercury retrograde is it's like it's turning out your drawers, you know, or taking back the wave or drawing back the curtain. It wants to have a good old look at what's going on, and it will. So you might have found that during this time that your connection feels like it's gone stationary or backwards or become foggy or complicated. Now, I think this is really, really normal for Mercury retrograde, and you might have found, or you might find, that at least for the first sort of 20 days of October, that your communication either with a new person or with a person that you're already involved with, or even with an ex for some of you, because it's Mercury retrograde, we all know what that means. You might find that in terms of the 3D, in terms of normal, like texting, talking, emailing, whatever it is that you do to talk to each other, you might find that's a bit compromised, that it's not easy, that it's foggy, that it's tested very much. So you might find with this High Priestess that we have, and with the Ace of Swords, that the real knowledge that you are looking for doesn't come from normal conversation, normal talking, maybe not even from normal talking with your friends, you know, like you normally would, where you would just discuss it and go, what do you think? Have you seen this text? Or look at what they said to me, or whatever it is. There's something here when you look at these cards about the inner wisdom of the High Priestess and the swing factor of the Ace of Swords. So hard to find my camera. This Ace of Swords goes right up to the crown. It's the crown chakra. It pierces straight through. and it does it with High Priestess knowledge. So you may find during October, particularly in the retrograde time, the first 2/3 of October, and then we've got the shadow period, so to be honest, most of October, you may find your dreams are very helpful, very vivid, very insightful about this person. And I would say very accurate and weird, okay? You might get weird throwback dreams, like crazy dreams. This person might not even be in those dreams, but do write them down. You know, I forget my dreams within 5 minutes of waking. So write them down when you wake up and don't necessarily seek to analyze them. Just let them kind of percolate, because I do feel there'll be a message for you, maybe from this person, which is not said in a regular way. I know, it's weird, isn't it? Now we've got two kings here. We've got the King of Wands and we've got the King of Pentacles. These are quite different characters. Earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus. What's the third earth sign? Oh my God, I'm losing my mind. It will come to me. Virgo. However long I do this, and I talk about it all day long, I can never remember them in order. Okay, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, earth signs. Let's see if I do better with the King of Wands. King of Wands, okay, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo. Fire signs, we've got earth and we've got fire, okay. For some of you, this is the same person. For some of you, this person has two sides. They may have been, and this is just for a few of you, I think, as well, where there is somebody maybe coming around again who's not been around for a while. They may have been a bit of a player in the past. Certainly before they met you, I think so. You know, we've got this Devil card. They may have been in a toxic relationship. That's definitely coming up for some of you again. It feels like they may be ready to become the King of Pentacles. This is actually within this person. These capabilities are within this person. And for you, I think, in this High Priestess energy, it feels like, have you noticed with the High Priestess that she is very still? Like, there is no way, and it comes from the Oracle at Delphi from ancient Greece, there's no way that the High Priestess would come to your house and visit you. You had to go to the Oracle at Delphi and visit the High Priestess to get the goods, to get the tea, okay? It feels like that is the action, and it's not even an action, that you should be taking to make the most of the energy that's happening here in October. It feels like the High Priestess stays where she is, knows who she is, believes in who she is, believes in the connection, and not waits, because waiting is more of an anxious thing, but knows. You already know what's going on here. You already know what it is they haven't told you, which is so weird. And I'm not saying it isn't weird, because it is weird, but sometimes it's weird, and this is weird. This is the bit that the dreams come to you with. This is the message you're going to get in the 5D, okay? And it feels unorthodox and strange, but I like it for you. And then here we got the Fool. Lovely energy. It's like a spring in your step. It's a new beginning. So if you're single and looking for love, this is a different you coming into this than you were before. If this is somebody you've had separation from, or an ex even, you're not the same as you were when they left. And I think they left, okay, when there was separation. If this is someone you're in connection with at the moment, and let's say you don't really know where you are with it, you know, it's a bit mysterious with that Moon card, you're going to find yourself transforming a bit. This is what, do you remember we said at the beginning of the reading? You're going to look back on this and know that October was a pivotal month. This was the month that you came into being in this connection and the other person woke up. That's what it feels like. It feels like they wake up. Okay? Then we have the Hierophant. And the Hierophant it can represent marriage, commitment. It kind of represents the convention of being exclusive or being married or whatever it is that is your particular version of conventional, taking things to the next level. That's going to come up one way or another. It may have come up before and it may have been difficult. And it's going to come up quite quickly, but I feel it will be after the full moon, which I think is on the 20th. Okay. Now let's just deal with this. Six of Swords and the Seven of Swords. There is a bit of a progression here. Let's have a look at it on the table. Okay. At this end, we've got the Six of Swords. At this end, we've got the Seven of Swords, which moves into the Sun card. Okay. Now, this is a tricky card. Obviously, the Seven of Swords is known as the thief card. And the Six of Swords is when you move away from something troublesome, difficult, painful, and towards something better, okay? This is a little wrinkle in this reading. It's a strange one. For just some of you, there is something about knowing almost what this person wants to tell you, but not letting on that you know. When you get the Seven of Swords, you can see someone is acting, they've stolen 5 swords and they're going to go back for the other 2, but they're watching their move. Their timing is right. They're doing it particularly at a certain time, probably at night, and it's planned. There's something about this whole situation that the universe is calling on you to be this high priestess, to use your crown chakra knowledge rather than your, and I don't even know what the word is for this, but I'm going to call it like your front brain knowledge, your more kind of rational, well, I wonder if this and what about that. It's in your subconscious rather than your consciousness, okay? Seven of Swords is asking you to use that and to hang back and to time everything just right. And that means there will be times, I think, particularly with Mercury retrograde, where you're going to want to steam in there and absolutely get to the bottom of something. And I'm not sure it would be advisable. When you've got the moon and the sun and you've got that eclipse energy that we have here, and you've got the Fool, and you've got this high priestess together with this Ace of Swords, the universe is kind of making a promise to you here that something is going to emerge. A bit like this Ace of Pentacles. Can you see here as well? It's almost like when you look at this as a spread, you can see almost orbs here. Here and here and here and here. And they're kind of bobbing about like bits of information and bits of knowledge. It feels like if you go after it, it may break the delicate balance. And here we've got this Three of Wands. And you notice with the Three of Wands, there is growth. You're at a stage, or you will be at a stage of like delicate growth. And it feels like if you really went for it and really dig for it, that it may damage that. And then over here, the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords, I'm just going to get the Romance Angel Oracle cards. Queen of Swords is a kind of gentle reminder to us all that you need to hold your boundaries, but there's a certain softness about how you do it, okay? In the extended reading, I'm going to use a different deck. I'm going to pull some new cards as well. And I'm going to ask actually about the other person, how they feel about you, what's going on with the Devil card. Remember that we've got hiding off screen, Devil card and the Three of Swords, Seven of Swords, and if there's anything that you need to know and what is the best way forward, okay? What is, ooh, hello. what is the quality and the future of the relationship. Right. Keep an open mind. This is really important because your mind is going to be going at 100 miles an hour about what this could be, what are they thinking, what's going on, what does this mean, should I analyze it, should I talk to my friends? Cool your jets with it if you can. And I know that that isn't easy. It's not easy at all because it's not, we can get very much into this revved up energy, but when you've got Mercury retrograde and you start trying to use normal forms of human communication, yeah, it's just like a ball of wool when you pull it and the whole lot just gets really knotted up. Then we get religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing, your spiritual path. For me, that is because you are in this high priestess energy. And in a way, I don't think it's bad to say this, you're kind of elevated above the person that you're dealing with. And it's not that you need to wait till they catch you up. But I suppose you do, but in a more, not in a weighty way, because the high priestess isn't waiting. She's just being. Just be, and they will get there, okay? And then we have express your love. When the time is right, you will be able to do that, and it will feel just right, and you will know. And I have a hunch that time is not in October. I have a hunch the time is for receiving, for divining, and for feeling your way through, okay? Oof. I'm going to go do your extended reading, and the link will be below in the description box. Do like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you on the other side. Namaste.